Hopefully everyone can see. Hello. There we go. Let me know if my mic is working. We might not. This might not be working at all. Who knows? This is what it's all about. It's a bit of fun. I'm assuming so. It should be fine. Right, Governor. How we doing, mate? You okay? Mate, this is so hard. I'm assuming you can all hear me. I'm assuming that. Who knows? Jaylen. Oh my gosh, we got loads. This is ridiculous in regards to like the temperature. It's what is it at the moment? It is like let's have like a carrot. And if none of you are using carrot for your weather, sort it out. I mean, it says 24 degrees. I feel it's way too hot, so I'm just profoundly sweating. And I thought, you know what a better way. What a better way to do a like a live stream than just being a puddle of sweat. Now you might be thinking, Kieran, was wearing black a good idea? No. Let's have a look. I think I should probably do. Does it count? Yeah, let's go for it. So, I mean, the two I've just got off my shelf. So just let everyone know, this isn't my like predominant shelf. So I normally split things up. Normally used to, in red and unread. So all like the book of books are downstairs, and there's mostly Ali Smith. We don't talk about that. Please show us your collection of Walden Bussy pics. Mate, you know what? I only found out about the word bussy last week. I'm a little bit annoyed I was late to the train there. I don't even know what I'm. I know that we shouldn't be rubbing this in. Larry. Love Larry. This is grand. Look at that. Right. So the two I've got off, and I'm going to be reviewing them. If not, it has to be this week. It has to be like the next 5 days because Booker season. I don't know if anyone's ever told you this. It's Booker season is starting. But it's two Ukrainian books, both by Serhiy Zhadan. One, The Orphanage, and the other one being Voroshilovgrad. I started way too confident then, and I was like, oh, I feel there's another O. There isn't. Voroshilovgrad. One of them's really good. One of them's really bad. That's going to be a fun back-to-back. So we'll keep that there. And I got my books there that I'm they've all like been done, polished. They'll be up. God, you don't know. I'm going to have to get them up by Tuesday. Or maybe the weekend you'll have like 4 reviews. Go wild. Eat your heart out. I don't even know where to start. Do you know what? Hate the game, not the player. Hate the player. I don't know. When it comes to Bussy, who knows? Thank you. It's very humid, so it's just poofed up. Yeah. Right. Okay. How are we gonna do this? Are we just gonna? I could walk and talk it. We can walk and talk this. We're gonna walk and talk it. Right. I think I'm back. Let me know if we're back. We're gonna do this old school style. Look at me standing up. Isn't this fun? I mean, I'm standing into everything. But hi. Right, let's start over here. We can bring this over. I don't need to What have we got? Right. Hello, everyone. Hi, my name's Kieran. There's not enough lighting. Deal with it. So what have we got over here? We have the Mahabharata. It's going. Yeah, let's not talk about that. We have House of Leaves by Daniel Zeno. People say Danielewski, and I've always said Danielewski. But then I've got to that thing where, when so many people say one thing, and you go, maybe it is Danielewski. Oh, I don't know. If you're interested in literary theory or criticism, I think House of Leaves is a definite banger, a bop of a book. If you are thinking of like the criticism, like how academic writing can be a little bit pompous, like people just like quote things and go, you actually Hegel said this thing, and you could be like, I don't even know if you're like speaking the truth, but hey, go for it. We got The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco, banger. We have The Gold Finch by Donna Tartt. It's not The Little Friends, let's skip past it. We have I Owe You Love by Sophie Kinsella. I've not read it, my wife has, she recommends it, so it stays. Boom, easy as that. Then we have The Overstory, of which I need to do a review on The Overstory. It's definitely a book that I absolutely adore, but trying to explain it's about trees is never really like the great thing. Like being like, oh my god, I've got to stand over here. Like saying like, hey, this is about trees. People are like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I was one of those people. I was like, whatever. Oh my god. Whoever heard of a Ukrainian literature? Google. We'll get on to Google in a minute. Keep your serfs in your pants. Yeah, okay, let's leave that one. It was bigger. There's a big pile down here that I'm just like getting rid of and just send it to the library. Schoolman just came back screaming after that pose. That's what I'm here for. I mean, imagine 16-year-old Kieran with like a with a goatee being like, wow, you're really cool. No one thought I was cool, not even myself. And there we go. Some other ones. We got some other ones, but I won't go into them. I've not read them. This here is, I believe, that's a train in the background. Wouldn't think that I live next to a train station, would you? Just think it's idyllic forestry. But no, just behind there, it's a metropolis of rails. Don't you worry about that. This, I believe, is my name in Arabic, and a good old colleague, Naeem, his son, I think he took like a recent course in calligraphy, in Arabic calligraphy, through his imam, and he was selling his work, and I was like, yeah, mate, like, give me some in. So for my leave-in gift while I left recruitment, I got that. It's still in the same frame. It's a bit battered and bruised. It's moved 3 houses. How fun! Look at that. God, this MacBook Air, they said it was really light, but it's hurting my little carpally tunnel wrists. Oh, I used to play drums when I was in high school. Look how hard I was. Well, I played them too hard. Yeah. We got, just here, we got some Dr. Faustus, but the Thomas Mann edition. Ooh, what a cheeky retelling, wasn't it? Weren't expecting any of that. And now we're going back to Ukraine. We have Mikhailo Kotsiubinsky. I'm just going to get it out. At high cost, Mikhailo Kotsiubinsky. This is like a 1920s Ukrainian. I don't really know what it's about. My work colleagues found it, because I mentioned about Sehi Jadan, and they were like, hey, have you heard of this one? It's like, no. Yeah, so there's that. And then we have, Look at this, like, bad boy. Look at this, is the tech that you wanted, isn't it? This is exactly, these are some drill bits for the drill. Love a good drill bit. And we then have Stone Upon Stone by, do you know what? I love reading Eastern European books, but the names don't get easier, do they? By Wisław Mysliwski. Don't know. I don't know what it's about, but a camel from, can't remember his channel name, Ojli. It means dog ear in Polish, like dog ear pages. Recommend. He said, get that. And I went, don't threaten me with a good time, camel. What was it? Ojlu. Nah. Ukraine, Kotsipiutsky. Look at all these people. Yes. Skosko, Krubro, Ukrainish, Ryfumensky, Yadi Pani Manu. I mean, I'm responding back in Russian, but, you know, help a guy out. Right, this was a really bad idea. I think I'm just gonna, like, maybe I'll just grab here. We have Knausgard. Let's move on to that. You know what? I've currently got on the side The End. The last one, he called it The End. How original, Knausgard. Oh, I sold your family out for what? For a lot of money and a lot of fame. You know, gotta do what you gotta do. We have Catcher in the Rye, the book where a boy pays a prostitute not to have sex with him. We love him for it. I mean, I quite like Holden Horfield. I mean, the book's a bit meh, but, like, I'm down with it. Prepared as always prepared. There's nothing. The only thing I'm focusing on now is that I'm in a puddle of sweat, but I'm doing this for the books, people. What else have we got? This one. I think this is translated from the Estonian. Let's have a look. English translation. Oh, it's just German. Maybe she's Austrian, which is An Exclusive Love, a memoir, just in case you weren't sure. Could have been a novel, who knows? By Johanna Adorjan, or Adorjan, not entirely sure. About this is her grandparents do a double suicide, and her trying to figure out why. Not read it, but that sounds fascinating. But I've never heard anyone talk about it. I'd like to read that. I'd also like to read One Moonlit Night by Caradog Pritchard, which won the greatest Welsh book ever, 2K EVs. I think that's what they said at the opening speech, 2K EVs. And I might do a Book a Boy book club on there, just about a little small town in Wales. Is that enough to keep you going? I mean, this is what happens when you get, like, no books. Like, when you've not read, I don't really know what I'm talking about, to be honest. Thank you very much. Miss some Ukrainian goodness. Oh, do you know? Few Nastya. We got Shehi Zhadan's Voloshyograd. So I'm going to be reviewing that soon. Shehi Zhadan's The Orphanage that came out in English this year. Both of these are about the war in Donbass. And what I think, I said one is what I liked, what I didn't. Yeah, if you're watching this, you're gonna know. This one is written, like, right in amongst, like, when everything was kicking off. So there's a bit of, like, there's, like, a chaotic, like, what's going on vibe, and I think it just kind of, like, encapsulates, like, the war and like who's shooting at who and why people are shooting and why people are fleeing. Oof, so good. I haven't got this. I got a microphone in my hand. I don't really know what I'm doing. Gotta hit some Georgian lit. The Pear Tree by Nana Ekstremishvili. Can't say the name. I mean, people talk to me about The Ninth Life. And I think, I mean, if I had 9 lives, maybe I'd consider picking up an 800 quid book about chocolate. But, I mean, you probably eat 900 pounds worth of chocolate. Hey, look at the size of him. That's me, by the way. That's me. But this is Ben Ockery. This is Astonishing the Gods, and it was rubbish. That's all you need to know, bro. I mean, I don't know. It was a bit like, I think I know what you're trying to get at, and I didn't get it. We have Lanny by Max Porter, sent to be a lovely proof edition, sent to me by Grace from GK Reads. Haven't read it because I don't like Max Porter. Some people like him. Other people see him for what he is, which is an Ali Smith knockoff. We have, mate, if Victoria Ellis doesn't comment being like, yes, I'll be disappointed. It's The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. I don't know why I haven't picked this up, because it seems like everything I want it to be. What's this? Did you read it, Memory of Memory? Yeah, it was rubbish. I recommend Kavachi very sincerely. On Instagram, drop me a message with the name and the author, and I'll add it to a list. I got a bit of what shelf is Breach of Peach on? I mean, it's down here. It's next to Walden, I think. Is it? Oh, I mean, it's there. Go. I'll talk about Breach of Peace. I mean, he sold a book that he said had issues with it. He wouldn't sell a car that had issues with it and be like, it's $9.99. Check out on Audible. Is it on Audible? I mean, I wouldn't listen to it. I mean, I read it and my eyes burnt. But, you know, keeping the local orthodontist pretty happy with my eyesight. He went, oh, they look really red. And I went, I've been crying because I've paid Daniel Green £9.99 to read a book that he said was rubbish, and then tried to reflect away. Oh, there's no Lord of the Rings. Wasn't proofread. We have Julian Fuchs, which review went up this week. Argentinian born author, but a Brazilian. God, look at this angle. God, I'm gonna get. They'll be like, oh, Dad, why do you walk with a crooked back? Is it because you worked so hard? I'll be like, nah, mate, I was doing a book haul. I mean, it wasn't even a book haul. I would be lying. Julian Fuchs. So, Charco Press sent me a proof of the next one, translated by the same guy, Daniel Hahn, called Occupation. Date, it comes out 17th of August. I don't even know if I'm allowed to show this. Who knows? I haven't signed anything. What are they going to do? They're not going to watch this, are they? Then we have The Interpreter of the Maladies by Jean-Paul Lahiri. I need to read some Lahiri, similar to The Namesake by Jean-Paul Lahiri. Can we just appreciate these covers? Very sensual. I would take these covers out on a date, and I would pay for their taxi home, unless there was like 20 quid. Maybe I'd be like, oh gosh, I don't know what we're doing here. But yeah, I can't remember which one. I think it was either The Interpreter of the Maladies or The Namesake. One of them was bought by my work colleagues, and the other one was sent by the lovely Miriam at Another Book Thought, which was very book thoughtful. That was a funny little joke. What's not funny, though, I'll tell you why ain't funny, buddy. Don't even try to think this is funny. This is Caroline and Clay knew was going to happen. Oh, look at him, just a pile full of sweat. Do you know when people go, Kieran, why are you so sweaty in your videos? And I go, because I'm in a box room. It's just me moving a lot, something which I don't tend to do. What isn't funny is Shedrins, the Golovlov family. Sophia Clef on the BookTubes said it was like great, but like heroin. So I bought it. I mean, this is like a trend, isn't it? There's burnt sugar. I was gonna say I'll jump on the next shelf, but gotta rep Avridoshi with there. I don't know if I mentioned this is signed. I mean, you know, it is. Go on, Avridoshi. Go on. Yes, mate. And then we have the book from And I don't need headphones. I'm speaking to myself. This is... Oh, man, I've been making this way harder for me because I'm an idiot. But hey, is that the Boys I Stedford medal for drama? I wouldn't expect I did a drama degree, would you know? Hey, let's not look at my ceiling too much. It isn't Lionel Richie, boys. Anna sent me John Waters. Fun. Don't know what it's about. I mean, it's a memoir, so it's probably about him. I Loved You More by Tom Spanbauer. Is it any good? I don't know, but my wife got like halfway through it, and there's a moment where a guy nails his balls to a table for a reason. And I was like, that sounds up my cup of tea. And then I've ignored it for 5 years. Very fun. Bob the Booker says hi. He's busy with South London Housewives Book Club, but he'll be joining soon. Do you know what? I think Bob would have a better time staying with the South London Housewives Book Club, because there's me in an absolute sweat fest. It's my boy Kate. Hello, hope you were doing well. Kate picked up Burnt Sugar and said it was the greatest thing ever. I was like, my work is done once again. Hello. Why have you got a sign now that says wet paint? Me, who knows what it says? Isn't that fun? It could actually mean wet paint, mate. It's just nice. What else have we got? What isn't nice? Well, it was actually. We got Man in Love by Knausgard. That was good. I appreciated that one. And then we have Dance in the Dark. Ooh, more like, mate, are we sure Bruce Springsteen references are a bit old? I mean, not when you were. I mean, when you set this, it was like prime time. Big kids got the internet these days. They don't need Bruce Springsteen. I'm gonna have to put some of these back. Yeah, go on. Let's just stick them. Let's just stick them in. I'll just stick them in wherever order. I mean, people don't need to look at these, do they? Like, what's a bookshelf for? People are like, oh, look at the aesthetic. It's all about the aesthetic. And there's me, Breach of Peace. Imagine having that much of an audience that you could sell an absolute dogged rubbish book, and people be like, that was amazing. That was Daniel Green's book. And there's me green with envy that I could just write. We have Something That Fell on the Floor. Don't know what it is. Probably from a Christmas cracker. Sometimes you gotta keep these things around. Beryl Bainbridge, Bob the Bookerer, sent me this. Based on my want to read Beryl Bainbridge, because he bangs on about it. He also bangs on about Ducks Newburyport, which I've already got rid of. We have... Oh, this is an interesting one. So, I'm the Rushdie boy. Shalimar the Clown. Is it about a clown? If CIA stands for clown in areas, it doesn't. It stands for crime investigative agency. I'm not American. I don't need to tell you these things. One thing I think I got down to the bottom of who this was someone sent me the Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie, which I love. Love this edition. However, my lovely, that's the PhD shelf down there. We'll get on to it, but my very beloved Satanic Verses. We don't see many people saying that on the internet, do you? People go, oh, you had a fatwa, we'll avoid that book. And there's me going, would you like me to write a dissertation about it for like 5 years? It's great. We got Self by Jan Martel. It was purple. Was I going to say no? No. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. Everyone's spoken about it. It's great. Kutseya, I don't know, Patrinurea, Bussy. It's not JM Bussy, it's JM something. Everyone just corrects me. They go, oh, is that cream? Like, I don't know. Yeah. Summertime. I think it's about him writing first aid. We'll be crossing Sanatorium and try to bring rain. Please do, because my body can't cope with it. Yes. Down Green is cute, half his audience girls who watch for his looks. I mean, who says I don't watch for his... I mean, I don't watch him. maybe. It says Kieran. That's me. That's me. So, you know, every time I mention Satanic Verses, some things like that, we'll just, yeah. Narik, that means nothing. I mean, I don't know. What? I mean, I'll take it. I mean, if you like your guys to look like poor crackling, that's me. Look after yourselves. Yeah, I'll keep that there for the time being. Also, we got Early Work by Andrew Martin. Someone, I watched I think it was the New York Times. They were like, you should read this book. And I went, I will. 6 years later, still there. We got Jing Jing Lee, a proud member of the mechanical keyboard use. We both have Keychrons. We talk about our Keychrons. I think I have this. Well, I have the K6. I believe she has the K2. Gateron. I have brown. I know people are like, oh, if you watch classes, he says you shouldn't have Gateron brown switches. I don't mind a tactile bump. Gotta love the lumps. My lovely Gateron lumps. Check them out under my hot swappable caps. You're welcome, people. And then we got these small game hunting at the local Coward Gun Club, and my wife pre-ordered that because of the name. 2 years later, still there. Probably about small game hunting at the local Coward Club. And then the Sport of Kings. This just sounds great. About horse riding or horse racing. Maybe like a racially aware sea biscuit. Is that a good sell? Don't know, but I'm going with it because I haven't read it, so who knows what it's about. And then just had some lovely cards that people have sent to me during my bookish escapades for people who don't speak Welsh. Yeah, so if you're from Paula from Draw Your Book, Hannah, Grace, Anna, and yeah, just some lovely cards. Love a good card. I didn't used to love cards. I'm a bit of an unsentimental sad boy. But I've come around to the idea. That was pretty nice. I used to be like, why do people save cards? What's that all about? And then, yeah, no, I'm all for it now. It's pretty nice. Oh, Carl Uwe, you're ruining my life again, buddy. You go there. I can sit down for this one. And at that point, he sits down in a pile of sweat. Will he be able to make it on to the next round? Who knows? That's me. I remember someone said that I reminded him of Calm Tobin once. And I was like, cool. I already knew him as an author. I looked the guy up and I was like, all right. Was that a bit of a compliment or was it a bit backhanded? Who knows? But I'll take it. Man carrying thing. Oh, go on. Have I got any fantasy? Go on. While my boy is here, do I have any fantasy? Do I have any fantasy? Do I have any? I don't know. I got do you know? I actually have got Brandon Sanderson on the way. I've broke into it. I'm like, you know what? Everyone bangs on, but Brandon Sanderson is Magic Systems. I'm going into the Stormlight Archive and I'm going to explain all the memes. People are like, oh, Kaladin. And I'm like, mate, you know what? I don't know what anything means anymore. I mean, we got this one. This was from my boy Losing Trips, mate. This guy, he sent me this Gates of Fire by Elwyn M. Chamber. Do you know what? I have no idea. But it's an old library copy. He said he wanted to send me something a little bit trippy. I was like, mate, I'm all for this. I was like, weird books. He said he really struggled to get this one. I don't know if you can see. God, I turned into Slavoj Žižek then, didn't I? The thing is, Marxism and the Kegel. I love Slavoj Žižek. I Love him. So I don't know if you can see, maybe if I didn't hold a camera. So this was booked in 1978. 1978. On the library card, look how many times it was taken out. Not once. Like, not someone bought this to the library and was like, this is going to sell like hotcakes. And here it is in Wales. I think it's fantasy. Look at that. That's a 1970s cover if you've ever heard of it. I need to read it because I think it's great. Thinking of Slavoj Žižek. Let's move there. We got Event, Trouble in Paradise, The Fragile Absolute, Sublime Object of Ideology, Violence. I think the guy is just... he's a bit... Like, some of his stuff you're reading going, what are you talking about? But I do love Slavoj Žižek. I think he's great. I know people don't like him, but I'm for Žižek. I mean, I don't agree with most things he says, but, like... It's grand. I tried to get into Storm Life, but I mean, hey, look, I think it's like I think it's one of the, I think you just gotta break into it. I think that's all there is. I think you just gotta like break the boop, and then you'll be fine. I mean, saying that, I could be like, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. Kaladin, oh, he's sad. That's all I need to know, really. I think. Slavoj. Do you know what? I feel really sorry for anyone who hasn't, who doesn't know who Slavoj Žižek is, just watching this, me just going, he's great. I love him. Ursula K. Le Guin. I don't think I have any. Oh, do I have the Dispossessed? I used to have the Dispossessed, and Left Hand of Darkness is always a book I hand out to people. I think Left Hand of Darkness is like great. I know people have issues with it in regards to like its use of he as like gender neutrality, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like the non-binary. There's Le Guin, K. Le Guin uses he. She did justify it, but I think for like the 1970s it was written in, it was great. I mean, the king was pregnant. Whew. Use cards and bookmarks, like collecting. I'm down for that. I'm down for that. But boy, do you know, look, got me into Sanderson, and now we like Slavoj Žižek. I have got some Nietzsche. Oh, I hate little Nietzsche boys. Oh, actually, it's about the future. It's called nihilism. Shut up. Just read the guy. Thinking about reading the guy. Back on to Salman Rushdie. Love Salman Rushdie. The ground beneath her feet. This is great. Like a how to describe it. Like if you like music and you like music, pick it up. It's a good starting point. Imagine Utopia Avenue by David Mitchell, but made by Salman Rushdie. That's really not what it's about, but let's go for it. We have Infinite Jest, my absolute battered copy of Infinite Jest. Yes, I was 22. Yes, I read Infinite Jest, and I think it's good. I know everyone's going to be like, white boy like David Foster Wallace. And I'm like, yeah. I can't believe it. People try to cancel me about David Foster Wallace. We'll put that back then. That's a bit scary, isn't it? I was scary and a half. Read Men in the Sun by Kanafani. Message me on Instagram, and I'll make a jotted note of it. We have Hilary Mantel. Is anyone surprised? Nope. Fahrenheit 451 by Bradbury. Not read it. Don't plan on soon. It was bought to me for a gift by the in-laws. The in-laws, I might call them. Joe and Aid to me. You're welcome for the shout out. And then we have Freshwater by Akiki Emezi. Still not read it. I will do. I'd like to. I feel as though I will enjoy The Death of Vivek Oji. I've not got around to buying it yet. But I would like to explore Emezi. Most recent review, Audrey Sash, Tears of a Comfortable Girl, who can I just say is like one of the nicest people I've ever spoken to. Like, oh, she's lovely, and the people at Infinity Land Press. I mean, this stuff's not for everyone. I'll be honest. I think if you're on the, yeah, then maybe not. Oh, I'm back. DFW. You mentioned, as soon as you mentioned DFW, the internet goes boop, cancelled. Infinite Justice to play. You know what? Boy tried, but yeah. Carolina at Infinite Land Press, Audrey Sash. They're like really nice people, and they're stunning books, similar to Anthony Artaud's. I mean, the guy was on a different realm. I don't know if you don't know who Anthony Artaud is. He believed that his walking stick belonged to St. Patrick, so took a pilgrimage from France to bury it, and then ended up in a I don't really know what like the correct word of saying. Some might say sanatorium. Some people might say like insane asylum. Let me know what the word is. I can't think of what it's called, but you know what I mean. Jeanette Winterson, Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit. Still not read it. Not gonna lie, I've not read it. I've read a lot of other Winterson, which I thoroughly enjoy. Then we got my school copy, which I haven't read, of The Colour Purple. If you're long-time viewers of this channel will know that I didn't do English for A level. I just did biology instead. And this was like the first book that we had to like read, and I read one chapter, and I went, no, nah, I don't want to read this. But I still nicked it. So it's got all like loads of like annotations in. But oh my gosh, that's a fly there. I don't like that. Charlotte Coyne Reads sent me do not say we have technical difficulties. Oh my gosh, I hate things that fly near me. Like, the Wright brothers didn't invent the aeroplane if we were meant to have wings. You know what I mean? Oh my god, it's huge. Do not say we have nothing. I don't really know what it's about. Oh my god. Why do you have legs as well as wings? Like, why do you need that much? Oh, surface area, mate. Pythagoras would have had a whale of a time with you. We got, this thing. It's a charge batteries up. There you go. People like knickknacks, don't they? Yeah, like this is mostly. Oh my god! Get away from me! Get away! I'm gonna Knaus guard that to the next realm. Killer Moon by M.K. Jemisin. I think the other ones are here. Yeah, they're down there. We'll touch on M.K. Jemisin. We have my Rushdie Collection. Shame. 2 years, 8 months, and 28 nights. And then The Enchantress of Florence, which is horrendous. That book is awful. But it's not as bad as The Golden House. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that one. But let's not talk about The Giant Moth. I liked Why Be Happy. But oh my god, why are you like making a noise? Like, stop it. Oh my god, you're like... Right. We're going to shame it. Get out the window, please, sir. Get out the window. Get out the window. Get away. Get away. Stop it. There we go. And if people said, well, you know, what did he do to you? Invaded my space. Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men. Love the film. One of the best Coen films. Not read the book. Similar on that. Better Than Food. My boy Cliff, also like one of the nicest people I've ever spoken to offline, sent me Blood Meridian, his actual Blood Meridian. I don't know if anyone saw that video, but I'll probably read it after Booker, to be honest, now. But he sent a little note for me. It's a doozy by Cliff. And then when I review that, I'll be giving a giveaway. I'll pass on Cliff's book. which is great. We have. Oh, I didn't realize this was a thing. I just thought it was a bad cover. But Penguin did these like inked editions. What is this? Ed Hardy, eat your heart out. White teeth. Why is it? Oh, let's not put it back. Put it back. Bookshelter. Bookshelter. True fans know. I mean, Fargo's up there. Paula from Draw Your Book also sent me Bernardo Athaga, Obabacoac, Obabacoac. Don't know. This is translated from the Catalan. Interesting. I need to read that. We have the biggest letdown in a century because it's old. Nikolai Gogol's Dead Souls. I'm really sorry. I know he's influenced everyone. I was gonna do a review on this. I was just like, I don't get why this had. I feel as though I'm missing like a piece of information that made me click with this. But Dead Souls by Nikolai Gogol. Also, he's Ukrainian, not Russian. Don't let people lie to you. Even though he's like the biggest influence on Russian authors, completely. That's a matter of history. Let's not get into that. Larry has it right. From the Basque, I do apologize. Luther Blissett's Q. This just sounds weird. It translated from the Italian. Luther Blissett isn't a person. It's like 7 Italian academics who were like chipped in to write like a historical novel. So it's a little bit like Umberto Eco-esque. I need to read it. But it's one of those books that I think you need to be like doing it. I don't think you could be like, oh, I'll just read that, on a whim, just spice things up. I think you need to be like in on it. Oh, this shelf's full of wires. These are some wires that I own. They're very fun. I like putting them in plugs. Translate as you will. We have The Mirror and the Light by Hilary Mantel. This, as a paperback, looks silly. Just saying, it just looks silly. I know. I don't know what it is. I don't like Wolf Hall doesn't. But The Mirror and Light just looks silly as a paperback. I've never had this feeling before. Life, eh? Thatcher's Tomb by Stephen Barber. Again, this is Infinity Land Press. I wasn't expecting. It was like one of the cheapest books, and I was like, nah, I'll stick it off for free post in the package. But it's a poem. It's written in verse. I've not got around to it, and it's about an alternative narrative of Margaret Thatcher's rise to power. I'm always up for a little bit of post-Thatcherian literature. I'm all for that. We have a few. I mean, I think I've spoken about most of these. Yeah. I mean, it was probably. I'll pick up some of these because these are probably more of interest. I'll pick up these ones. The rest I've already covered them. Or they've been sent, and I want to like actually review them as possibly as I can. Yeah, I know. We'll get there. Okay, can everyone stop bullying me? No, this is peer pressure. No, this is right. Everyone needs to like stop now. I'll take it. We have the book that everyone's like, Kieran, you'll love. The Wasp Factory with Ian Banks. I don't think I'm going to like this at all. I know the twist. I know the twist at the end. But I don't think that's the bit that I won't like. I think it's that I think the people who recommend it to me feel as though I read something different to what I actually read. I think this is probably more like Palahnikian. I don't really like. I thought I liked Palahnik, but I don't like Palahnik. What I do like is Train to Pakistan by Khushwant Singh, about the partition. Gosh, it is so hot. I am losing the will to live, but I haven't got the will to hydrate, because that's what it's all about. Where was I? Ooh, that's some H2. Ooh, that's what that was. That was decadent. Fill my crevices with water, people. I meant, like, I was thinking, like, in holes. No, stop it with the metaphors, Kieran. I meant, like, dry. And I was using Louis Sacker's, but I said crevices, and I just went to holes. You're welcome. Khushwant Singh, Train to Pakistan. Yeah, if you want to read about partition, I need to review this. I'm lazy. I'm a lazy boy. People think, oh, why does he crank out so many reviews? I'm actually really lazy. I never plan. I don't really script. I just go, sitting down, I will talk about this book that I've recently read, which it means the quality very much differs, I feel. Oh my lord. Wait. Is AC broken? Right, we don't have AC in Wales. We have insulation to keep our houses warm. And then this happens and everything just sweats. It's great. What was it, Toby? If you don't ask, I mean, it's true. That is true. I'll read Cavalier and Clay. Like, oh my gosh, please stop. No, we've gone back. I feel as right. If anyone's read Santantango, I'm intrigued. But Laszlo Krasnikorai's The Melancholy of Resistance. It's about, there's a circus and a Leviathan turns up, so I think it's like a Moby Dick-esque story. That's a difficult one to say. And I always buy Krashnikorai. I don't even remember saying his name right. I do apologize. Laszlo Krashnikorai. I just always like end up sending them back. I don't know. Maybe it's just a bit. Maybe it's just not what I want. That's the shopping list from my daughter's game. Well, we got bananas, tomatoes, sausages, yogurt, baked beans, spaghetti, washing powder, and a game. Someone's not going to really have a. It's not really enough to make up, a week's worth of dinners. But you know what? Teach them young. I bought this one. This is fun. Mordu by Alex Phoebe. Phoebe? I don't know. Phoebe Femi Miney Mo. Mo. You're welcome. You can have that one for free. I don't know what it's about. I think that's fantasy. Look at me go. But it's Gally Beggar. I'll take a punt on Gally Beggar. we got a surviving copy. Varsity Walden's The Learned Disguise. Do you know what, like? I joke. I feel quite bad that after my review he took the book off sale. I do feel a bit like, I didn't lose any sleep. But, Moby Dickish. Yeah, just a little bit of a smattering of whale. It does sound interesting. I just don't know what it's about. But yeah, R.C. Walden. So hopefully you'll write a better book next time, which is coming up this year. And you won't remove it from sale. A Way of Being Free by Ben Ockery. These are essays. I've not got around to them yet. But Charlotte sent me this book. Charlotte Coney reads. It's horrendous. That's all we need to know. The Heart's Invisible Furies by everyone's favorite author, John Boyne. It's a joke. People don't like him. Someone told me, I know in regards to his other book about trans representation. I've not read it. I don't know enough about it to comment on it. So I don't know. And I know his next book, it's been portrayed that he's doubling down. I don't really know enough. But the one thing that people said to me when I referenced that Natalia sent me this. Nathy, she's an absolute legend. People were saying like, Boy in Straight Pajamas, like, it's not really good portrayal of the Holocaust. I'm like, look, if your only exposure is a YA book, the boy in straight pajamas, I don't think Boyne was going out his way being like, I'm going to tell it how it was. I mean, that's a whole. I mean, Holocaust fiction is this whole thing. People ask me, being like, being Jewish, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't. To be honest, I got other things to worry about than if is John Boyne's historically accurate. I don't know. It's a YA book. Let's, maybe just read upon what the Holocaust was. He also sent me Ashes of the Amazon by Milton Hatoum, which is South America. I feel Sao Paulo. How fun. So that, don't know what it's about. What did she sent me, yeah? Brandon Taylor told me to buy Too Much Happiness by Alice Munro and said, don't believe the title. It's a very unhappy book. And I was like, I'm sold, Mr. Brandon Taylor. How about let's put that back. Yamar tells Beatrice and Virgil about the Holocaust and a story of a monkey and a donkey. Sounds weird. I'm up for it. I've not read it. Loop by Brenda Lozano. Again, you can tell I'm lazy. I still haven't reviewed this yet. It was for the Book a Boy book club. I didn't really like it. I didn't get it. I mean, I knew what Lozano was doing, but again, I think when you read in some more translated works, some things are just going to go over your head. And I don't know if that's a me thing or the book thing. I always have to take it as it's a me thing, but I didn't. I didn't get it. I mean, I think it's like an Ovid retelling. I don't know. Any tips for writers? Asking for a friend. Tips for writers? Gosh, I mean, I can't write to save my life. So I feel from that. I mean, for a reader point of view, I would say I don't like being like handheld sometimes. I think sometimes you have to be like if it's in your head, you're like, I understand how it works. You don't have to write like the intricacies of like, he goes out the door, he turns right, he walks down the street. There was a he's walking down the street. Like just say that. I think as well for writers, I think like I would say meticulously. I think if you're going to use a metaphor or motif, you should like use it as much as you can, which is like a really difficult task to do. But I think if you mention something and it feels really important, you'll always, I think as a reader, you're naturally looking for where that's going to come up again, or be like, well, what was the point? Like, why have we spent like 2 pages talking about a pen or like a chair or I don't know, something? And then it's kind of like, well, that, like, I don't need to know that. So I quite like detail in not so much as too much detail, but like you've thought about what's going to happen. I concluded. What, Ali Smith? I didn't see Ali Smith. It was autumn. Which I reviewed. I mean, it's one of it's the better books. High praise coming from me. High praise coming to me. Yeah, it was. Oh, Slavoj Žižek came out. It's all about the Marxist. I love Slavoj Žižek. He's the best. Yeah, I would say trust the reader. Like, I think if you're... only because I mentioned it recently, but when you notice it, it like frustrates me. Like, just let people say and respond. I don't always need a said. I don't really need to say like he responds with. And also, like, people don't have to be moving all the time. I think writers feel as though people are talking and then they'll point. Then the other person touches his nose. And then I hate like the whole like touches the brow of his head. I'm like, why is someone standing there going, yes, Agatha, I do believe we're getting divorced. Like, Oh, like lighting cigarettes. Like, just don't tell me that. I don't need to know. But what you do need to know is Bay by Mariam Engel. Wasn't bad. Didn't mind it. I think I was speaking to Miriam and Nathy about this. I think it wasn't. I think when it comes to like controversial books, you have to like think about the time. I think in the 70s, like what Engels was doing was a bit like, ooh, was a bit fun. I mean, nowadays it's pretty like we have the internet. We know what's out there. Let's not go into it. But yeah, that's that. What else have we got? I'll do like one more shelf. We're all bored now. Let's be honest. We have Ivan Bunin's Dark Avenues, which is really cool. Lana sent me this. Lana Ex Libris. But I think this is like the coolest thing ever. So in the back is the Russian text. But it's a book for people learning English. So you have the English to Russian in the back. So the logic would be is that you wouldn't know the English word, you'd look it up to find the Russian. But I could not find a copy of Bunin's work like at all in Britain. And I was like, you won the Nobel. The first Russian to win the Nobel in literature. And I was like, that's weird. But in Moscow, they sell them. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? I'm trying to think of like anything good. I mean, I could do my PhD shelf. Should I do the PhD shelf? We'll do the PhD shelf. We'll do the PhD shelf. Which is my swanky keychron. Oh, look at me. I'm like Tehar types. This is a very niche part of the internet. Hey guys, let's look at that typing speed. It's great. Look at that. So, I have to explain my PhD. Okay. Fundamentals of the PhD. So I'm looking at this bad boy. Byron Laws. Which I'd like to review this. I don't know how I would. I mean, I think like a book like this, similar to Luminaries, it doesn't become a review. It's more of a like expect this, or like this is like the issues that you would get with the Parasite is like the most difficult. I can't rack my head around it sometimes. Milton was just ridiculously clever. I don't know how the guy did it. I don't know. Love that. Gingerly, I always spoke about it. Ginger has the same smaller one. I think I got a I think this is a 65%. So it hasn't got the number pad. But I wanted the arrows. I wanted those. Very, very nice. Can I see if it charged it up? I mean, no. Oh, yeah, look at that. Whoa, look at that. It's like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, I'll just type up my PhD on, like, in the next century, because I'm so 2002. So, 8 seconds. Yeah, maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work. Who knows? Just activated my Siri there. That was fun. So basically, it's on that. And then on top of it, we have, I would say, it's essential. And I've read many books by and editions. But the essential Kierkegaard. So I'm looking at Kierkegaardian theory on top of John Milton. But wait, there's more, because it's not about Milton. It's actually about these fun guys. I mean, gosh, look at this. You can tell how much I love Byron. This is why like broke Lord Byron. Which comes in 2 parts apparently at the moment. I mean, I've known that for like 2 years. I've ruined it. I mean, if you can find the Naughtal Critical edition, it's like really old one. I think it's great. But we have Shelley, Blake, and Byron. So looks at the Satanic School of Poetry, and about the legacy of Romanticism. Romanticism has always like fascinated me as a movement. Maybe I do a video on this. Who knows? I think it's really boring. I think other people think it's really boring, and I don't. But Romanticism is difficult because it's not really a like a genre. Maybe people would argue with me, but it's not like. So I would say its sister, the behemoth sister, is Gothic, and when you think Gothic, you're thinking of like really obvious, like you know, like the use of pathetic fallacy, you know, the images, like the metaphors, the symbols, or everything that like constructs a Gothic novel, is that, and then Romanticism is this really. It's more of like a shift in mindset, because it was a like a rebellion against the Enlightenment, about against logic, reason, and what you have to do. Is more about emotions. So it's really difficult to like pin down. And recently, in in the more so in the noughties, you have this concept of like what is the romantic legacy, and how Romanticism has influenced like a mindset in a body of work. But the difficulty with that is that you're trying to, rather than saying, yes, there are people all over the world using Gothic writing because they're using XYZ, you could pin it back to say Walpole's Castle of Otranto. Technically Frankenstein, but I'd argue it is the first sci-fi novel, the modern Prometheus, rather than Gothic. It has Gothic elements, but we're getting sidetracked. So how do you plot this out? And then you have people like Peter Gay, who is a romantic scholar who argues that they are new romantics that are delving deeper, and you have people like Berlin who say that Romanticism, like every era has its romantic period. So it kind of like predates itself, similar how you can have like Kafkaesque writing before Kafka came around and like not popularized it, but like defined it. Yeah, Wuthering Heights. Yeah. So see the tiger guy, Blake. Yes, tiger, burning bright. Maybe I will. You can see how much I've like grappled my head around this. But yeah, so you have this new Romanticism. So you could say, and it has been said, that Romanticism, therefore, if it's not pinned down and it's throughout and predate and precede itself, it's like trans-historical. It can kind of supersede this. And then on top of that, which is basically what is the point I'm trying to argue. Yeah, if it's trans historical, it could equally be trans. Well, I want to say Atlantic, which I suppose would make sense. But if it permeates, the longer that you leave it, it would be natural that it falls into different countries outside of the Europeans, even though I'm focusing on the Anglo poets. But like the influence of Goethe, and there's theories that he invented world literature. We're getting very much into it. Anyway, so what I've been doing is looking at books such as Frankenstein, A Bad Dad, and saying, well, how are the Romantics influencing a movement in works that is trying to, rather than fall into modernity, is trying to push itself out. So there's always like big acts of rebellion, which is what, again, against reason and logic and against like structure. You have people wanting to push and see where it goes without completely transcendent, but using sublime objectives, but you have like Ben Ockery with his Famished Road trilogy. But there, so he's using Ghosts and the Spectral, which is really what I'm interested. It's not. Anyway, so you have this Ghosts and the Spectral, you have like the burning of a body of the Brahmins and what happens there and how does that transgress out. So I'm tempted by using Yuana Thamurti's Samskara, which was sent to me by the like ridiculously clever Sheila at Meta Narrator. And if you're not following her, like go, because she's great, like completely like looked over. I don't even know how. I think she still has like 300 subscribers. Crazy. I am. I'd probably go to use Hurricane Season by Amanda Melchor. I think that's very romantic in how it portrays the witch and everything. And then everyone hold on to your butt cheeks. Satanic Verses. And this is pretty much the PhD is following on from my master's dissertation, which is on Rushdie and Romanticism using Kierkegaardian theory. So yeah, yeah, it's interesting to me. I don't think it's interesting to anyone else. Is it still on a one random nonsense? Well, so, Romanticism, it's everywhere. There we go. Some moth-sided book talk, yeah, pretty much. The Reveal of Romantic Poets. So you have the Satanic School. So you have Shelley, Blake, Byron. But on top of that, you have Keats. You have Leigh Hunt. And if you've not read Leigh Hunt, read Leigh Hunt. He's funny. He lived in like his really small town. And like always wanted to leave. And he decided one day he packed up all his stuff, went to walk, and made it like 20 minutes outside the town and went, I'm just going to come back. And then just did. And just lived and died in the town. And wrote some really great poems. And you also have Bihir, who's never really considered as like a poet because he wrote prose and essays. But that's Thomas de Quincey, who's great. We like Thomas de Quincey. And that's pretty much my PhD in a vague nutshell. Sometimes I don't really know what I'm talking about. But that's okay, isn't it? Oh my god, also Arabian Nights is Goodreads part of it. Yes, there's another one. I've ordered some Icelandic literature. Can't remember the author's name. Stephenson is his last name. Can't remember his first name. Heaven and Hell, which is about a fisherman who reads part of Paradise Lost and becomes like fixated on it. But yeah. I have vowed. This is like Kieran Law. Look at this. KD Book Law. I made a promise to myself. I will never review poetry on this channel. And I won't review short story collections. Unless they're on like the Booker. Which I had to do for I can't even think. The Dangers of Smoking in Bed. I just don't like. I don't really get on with short stories. I just don't. Some of them are really good. Some of them are weak. So you kind of get this like, oh yeah, you should read this story. And I'm like, well, do I want to pay £10 to read like this little thing? The rest of it's not great. Similar to why I know people have asked me about Filthy Animals by Brandon Taylor. No, even if it's interlinked, if I can avoid it, I will. So I won't be reviewing that. No. No, because it similar with memoir. It feels more of like a personal. It feels more personal, and I maybe people say I don't, but I do try to, like, I'm if I'm ripping on something, it's the book and not the author. Or if maybe Dan Green's a bit of a difficult one because it's more than, it's not like I don't like him. I just don't like the fact that he sold a book knowing it wasn't great, and I'm like, you, like, yeah, but that just doesn't sit for me, and I'm allowed to say that. I've got no issues with the guy. Similar to Darcy Walden, I don't particularly think about him that much in my day-to-day life. I mean, maybe it's a disservice to me. I mean, I read a lot of rubbish that I don't like, but I don't review everything that I read. So I think some of it's just, yeah, like, that exists. Or I'm like, I have nothing really to talk about. Or it's one of those people go, have you read? I'll say the Vegetarian by Han Kang. I think it's a bit meh. Like, well, okay. Like, the one scene's shocking, everyone talks about, and the rest of it's like, cool. And then people say, oh, have you read it? I go, oh, yeah. About what do you think about it? It's like, oh, well, yeah, it'll be fine. Like, that's it. That's all you're going to get out to be fun. What do you think about posthumously published lit? Ooh. Raquel is asking the questions here. It's fair game, I think. I mean, if the person said, I want to try and get this published, like Bulgakov, that's fine. But I don't even know if Kafka, I don't think all his work, I don't think he wanted it all. But then we wouldn't have had Kafka. And I think Emily Dickinson was the same. And we wouldn't have Emily Dickinson. So I think if you're not on the mortal plane, I think it's fair game. Oh, God. Oh, that got a bit depressing, didn't it? So, yeah, I mean, if I died and someone wanted to publish the absolute banalities that are on my MacBook, go for it. If they could edit some of the videos, that would be great as well. Yes. Confessions of a Christmas Shopaholic coming soon. Don't even think I'm joking about that. Would historical fiction be on the plate? Yeah, like, I've reviewed historical fiction. I got no issues with that. Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was Kafka or not. But yeah, like, we wouldn't have Kafka. I think there's some authors where, well, I mean, it's case by case, but I think if you're not here, sorry, fair game. Your Once in a Hole in the Waves. I bought it again. Earlier stuff, not so much. Later stuff's great. I think Orlando's one of the best. Like, one of her best, easily. And I don't know why I haven't been put off the waves. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Should we do one more shelf? Oh, we've got my classics here. But I mean, I've covered them all. It's mostly Solzhenitsyn, some Bulgakov, Dostoevsky, and Goethe. So that's pretty boring. Oh, we could do these, actually. Gosh, I'll show you into my graphic novel collection. I want to review more graphic novels. I read quite a lot. Yeah. What I would recommend. I've recently read Bloom. Can't remember who the authors were. I read that today. It took like 5 minutes. Well, that's like a little cutie story. It was like, cool. That's nice. There's nothing great to it. But I suppose it's YA. I thought it was something different when I picked it up. But it's about baking and finding your way in life. How fun. And insurance fraud. Possibly. Blankets by Craig Thompson, which is it's based on his life, like memoir, autofiction, where that line blurs, I don't really know, about his brother, and how he finds love in a Christian summer camp. Yeah, I really like that book. Blanket is great. Habibi is very good. By Craig Thompson, but I've only got it from the library. Um, because like it's 30 quid. What else have we got here? We have that's like a boring book. Sabrina by Nick Drasno. I'd love to see another graphic novel on Booker, or at least like any other prize. I'd love it. Very. I know people talk about internet novel all of a sudden with like Euler and Patricia Lockwood. Like all the internet novel, like, it's brand new. Drasno was doing it in 2018, I believe, about a man who's like really paranoid. It's about the death of Sabrina. The premise that it follows not that storyline at all, and about how social media kind of like the worst sides and the best sides of it. It's interesting. That one we got. We got my boy. Got To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I got a few copies around the house. I loved Kill Mockingbird. We got. Oh, this is great. I don't. Oh, I think Victoria's still here. If you are, and you want to borrow it, let me know. But it's Kabuki by David Mack. This is beautiful, which is about some assassins. Ooh, wouldn't expect that, were you? And how it all goes pear-shaped and wrong. But you got these like beauty. It's let's see if we go. So it kind of moves into color work and outer color work. That's beautiful. That's great. That cost me 45 quid. So not what I recommend, likely, because it's money. We got Saga. I got all the sagas down here. This is like the only complete one. I don't need to say anything about Saga apart from read it. We got Paper Girls down here. We got Why the Last Man. I never finished Why the Last Man by Brian Cable. I got a bit bored. And then this one is Mines. This is an aardvark novel. I know I'm one of these people who actually has it like signed in the plastic. And I've not opened it. I don't know what it's about. But it was signed, it was in plastic, and I went, I'm in for this ride. Oh gosh. Sold. It's gone. The library. Don't want it. It's great. What are you in the book I'm reading? Was that on hiatus? We're currently reading 3 because I thought let's give some options. I wasn't sure how easy they were to find, and I think something I'm always conscious of with book clubs is, especially with new releases. I mean, maybe Charcoal Press wasn't the best because they are fairly new-ish. But there's Julian Fuchs's Resistance, and we have Brenda Lozano's Loop and Federico Pedaz. Can't remember. Farco. Federico Farco. The Perfect Cemetery, which I didn't realize until I started it. Short stories. So I was a bit angry with myself for reading it. Yeah, it was okay. If you like Borges, you'd love it. I don't like Borges. I've said it. Fight me. Yes, 100%. I'll send you the titles. I don't know many. I normally get my graphic novels from the library because they're expensive. Like they're way like to take like £9.99 standard price in the UK for a book. You could take a punt on there. Like when you move it to £30. Like you have to be like really confident. It was similar to this is 30 quid. Audrey Sash. But I was pretty confident. I was like, I'm gonna like it. And I did. It was great. I don't get what why is there about a purchase a fine balance yet. Yes, it's downstairs. I'm here. There we go. It's CJ, but now she's gone. Sad. Yeah. It like get it from a library. Don't spend 45 quid on it. Like you'll rip through it. My boy. It's my boy. I'm trying to think of anything else. Graphic novel wise, that's pretty much all I have. Like that I bought and purchased. Oh no, I have got this one. We'll end the live stream on this one. We'll end it. So we have the worst purchase I have ever made. And I will. Right. I think I've spoken about this before. But I bought a limited edition. Volume 1 out of 7. So there's 6 more I'd have to buy of these. Which is a leather-bound Neil Gaiman's The Sandman. Which, I mean, it's a chunky one. It's a chunky one. Yeah, it's a thing of beauty. I paid 130 quid for this, for 1 out of 7. And I read Sandman, and it's boring, and it's not that great. Neil Gaiman, I enjoyed Coraline. This not so much. So now I have a 130 quid book that I'm clearly not going to get rid of because it's a talking piece. But yeah, I'll just put it down because it's heavy. I'll also use 2 hands for that. But yeah, so I paid 130 quid for a Neil Gaiman thing that I couldn't care less about. And because there's like this deluxe edition, I'm not entirely sure where, if the volume 2 of a normal version is in line with that. Who knows? Who knows? Do you borrow a lot of books you read from the library? Yeah, if I can. Library's pretty. It's not the best library. It's okay. But yeah. If I can, I can. If I can't, I'm not too bothered. I mean, I recommended I got it from the library before, which was Keyshot by Salman Rushdie. And I knew it was there, so I've picked that back up. So when I've reviewed it, it's like my second time reading it. Still holds up. So I got that. But yeah, I go to the library. I mean, I take my daughters all the time. So if I pick up 1 or 2, we'll see. I get up, rock up, and then, yeah, soz, mate. Be there or be square, and you are square at the moment. Go back to this. All the Knausgaard pretty much was from the library as well, apart from 2. I mean, I was a chump, trust me. By Saga over Sandman. Yeah. Is it really necessary for the book to be so big? I mean, it's impressive. I know size doesn't matter, but when it comes to limited edition, 130 quid leather bound back graphic novels, we're talking about a different ball game here, and I'll take size all the time. You know what? Hey, you gotta. It's a talking point. And someone's got to make the mistake. I mean, who's buying all 7? Who's got? Even if the guy like did you a solid, you're paying like 700 quid if he cut you a deal. Then that would be what 210 quid shaved off. Come on, we ain't got that money, Neil Gaiman. I mean, does he need it? Trust me, believe in it. Nah, I'd rather hold on to it. I think it's funny. I mean, like I just remember finishing it being like, I'm not even continuing with it. Also, like when you buy a book like that, you kind of want all of them to look the same. It would be really weird if I had that and then the normal copies. It'd be like, oh. But possibly sold. Slip into my DMs, we might have a deal. But yeah, this was like a vague shelf. I mean, I didn't talk about these books here. I pretty much spoke about all of them. There's some, what's down here? Yeah, Ali Smith, bit down there. Yeah. You know what? I think we've covered it all. This is pretty much it, apart from a few classics. That I hope this was fun. I hope it wasn't really boring. I mean, maybe it was. Who knows? Maybe. But I'll take it if it was. I hope you've all learned something. At least you can walk away knowing something about romanticism, which isn't everything romanticism? My boy said it was. Hit him up, and I'll be like, it is. It's transhistorical. What are you gonna do about it? So yeah, so in 3 years' time, you could call me Dr. KD Books. And people would be like, what are you doing? I'll be like, everything's romantic. Kierkegaard. People would be like, wow, that's really clever. I'll be like, thanks. I want people to be like, oh my gosh, like, mate, shut up about Byron. I'd be like, but I really like him. Love Byron. We like Byron. Do you know he's a really prominent figure in Albania? There you go. You can have that for free, people. That's me. It's this boy. Dr. Katie Books, PhD, MABA ons. That's what you'd have to put. That's what I've changed my username to. Dr. Katie Books, PhD, bracket ons. But it was a first. Like, because everyone has to tell you that if they've had a first. I actually got a first. 1-1 means first. I prefer Papa, but I'll take it. I'll take what I can these days. You missed the pork crackling resemblance, but they all cold Tobin. Honestly, like that one just hurt me deep down. Papa B. In Papa B, we trust. We love Byron. Manfred. That's my favorite. That's my favorite of Byron's work. Manfred. There you go. Love that. Manfred. Confessions of an English Opium Eater. So says what doesn't it is great. Shelley. People think it's Prometheus. No. Ozymandias. Come on, everyone can read the shortest one. Queen Mab. Bet you weren't expecting that. Or Alistair. Song of Solitude. I like Alistair. It's great. Basically like the equivalent of a guy sitting on his couch, going to a different realm, coming back and being like, oh, I wish I was there again. That's great. And yeah. Songs of Innocence. He has seals. Don't know what that means really. I do. Just not interested. No one cares. I think this is it. Bye.